A very good evening from India. Welcome to the IIU Resource Person Talking. And before I take a deep dive in my topic today, which is so interesting, and that is none other than engaging employees, I will say one thing that before we are going about the person who has given n number of opportunities, n number of meetings, and n number of great things to India, who is the sculpture of International Internship University, and he is none other than Mr. Piyush Pandit sir. Mr. Piyush Pandit sir, if I talk about its incredible journey, who has taken great one in the things of making IIU about so many countries. He has spread across the winds in education, in council, in education council, and even in the great wings of educational qualities to the people. So hats off to the IIU team, hats off to the world's, if I say, world's first international internship university, which says about Mr. Piyush Pandit sir, inspiring, inventing, igniting young minds. And there I take this journey on about engaging employees. Well, before I take, let me ask you one question. Who line is it anyway? If you're going to treat customers first, you must treat employees more first. And that is he. And definitely the answer is going to be in the link in few seconds. So I am waiting for my audience to just click it. If you are going to treat customers first, you must treat employees more first. Let's begin this awesome journey. The learning objectives, exactly what my global audience is going to learn. Strengthen the value of employees. Never underestimate an employer. Never underestimate the value of an employee. Discover the prevalence of communication opportunities. We always miss the value of communication in engaging employees. And that's the biggest hole we created. And also, you will learn about how effective communication strategies will build engagement and achieving outcomes. So let's take this journey on. And here I say, today's environment. There is always a demand when there is a supply. And when there is a supply, there is always a demand. That is, what are the challenges? When we are facing n number of challenges in any organization of the world, mark my words, of the world, it's not even any particular about an India or any other country. Employee engagement is very necessary. And if we see the challenges, that will speak a lot. So let's take what kind of challenges we are going to take it up. Performance-driven everything. We always pressurize our people, our employees to give the best performance. Performance-driven. You have to do. And what you have done for me today, when these questions were raised, automatically the morale of the employees goes down. So if you want to get any success for your organization, we have to see the challenge first. Performance-driven everything, you have to take care in a very positive manner. That can add values to your moral also, work ethics also, and a work culture also. Now, if I talk about increasingly intense competition. As we all know, in today's era, everything is intense competition, about a cat and a rat race competition. And these are the challenges sometimes become a lot of mental pressure for an employee, where the employee will go, how he will engage himself. And trust me, folks, if an employee is not mental satisfied, he cannot perform his best in his life. Battered institutional trust, credibility, and reputation, if I talk about, it has an immense impact about the challenges. And these are the nitty-gritty things, but speaks a lot about your engaging, about your challenges, about your building rapport. And that is the basic for all the employee engagement, your company, your organization, and your success. Last but not the least, your ultra access to information, or you can say misinformation. These things are your challenges. Environment present significant challenges. How to drive it out, how to work on it, how to make the best gaps and to fill those gaps, what we create. Let's move on. Exactly. The word I say in which communication opportunities are prevalent. Now, people can ask, we are talking about employee engagement, engaging employees. What's the use of communication? This is not, we are talking about effective communication or any other topic of communication. Ladies and gentlemen, when we are talking about engagement of employee, please understand your organization, your company will only run because of your employees. If your employees are not happy, not engaged, you cannot expect even a 1% profit from them. And the communication barriers, that is lot. And that's the reason why we are not that successful, which we want to. Now, effective supply chain management, if I talk about, that also plays a brilliant role in your employee engagement. So let's take it a look. In educate information sharing, a half knowledge is a dangerous thing. So never ever go for that. Poor conflicting measurements, which most of the organizations are into. Inconsistent your operation goals that you have to take about your company, and that will play the best engaging employees. Your organization culture, really, it speaks a lot when you talk about the effective supply chain management. Resistance to change, that will lead to lack of trust. Poor alliance management practices, and this creates a lot of hazardous practices too. Lack of understanding, yes, I do agree. Where is not a proper understanding, there you cannot anything in your life or in your organization or in your company. Constrained resources, if you're not having a perfect resources, you cannot move forward with a better success, and your employees can't leverage what they want to require in your life. No employee passion empowerment, and that speaks in an aura of your employee engagement, that is your engaging employees. Now, it's called AUAE, and it are not walls. It is about effective communication. And there and then, I speak about your BILS engagement formula, successful mantra of achieving outcomes. Now, when I talk about awareness, understanding, acceptance, engagement, firmness of mind and promptness of action leads to success. Similarly, when you are talking about employee engagement, how to engage your employees, how to be better leverage the resources, and how to make your organization a successful organization in the top 10 of the world. then you have to be aware of your employees' problems. You cannot just force your things to be the best and then you can demand. You have to provide some resources, awareness. This word is missing in today's scenario. Understanding what they actually deserve, and then you can make their desires. Acceptance of the facts, which most of the people neglect. And there comes your engagement. And that is the value within, you can say, these three processes takes much time. But with the time value, you can add more value and you can aware, understand, accept, and engage. So these formula you should never ever miss. Engaging employees significantly more likely to achieve desired outcomes. Definitely. In any organization, your employees are the God. The employees can give you the desired results when you work for them, when you are aware, when you understand, when you accept, and when you engage them in a proper systematic planning, and there your success speaks. If I talk about everybody, one question, but why we are talking about engagement matters, where from all these things are coming? Am I assuming or am I presenting a desired fact? Then I will say only one thing. If I talk about the US workforce as an example, then 38% of higher customer satisfaction, 22% higher productivity, and 27% higher profits. Now, you can imagine with this graph, 26, 55, and 19, where we are standing and what we are talking, and how important is for employee engagement. Engaged employees' main source of profit increase. Now, let me tell you one thing. Your engaging employees is directly proportional to your business growth. The more they engage, the more they motivate, the more business you will get. You will get the profit. So rather, considering only on the profit, only on the basis of your business or organization, if we talk about the positive employee retention techniques or schemes, we will be the best one in the market. And it really, really matters because a small hole can sink the whole big ship. So your organization, your profitability, how important it is when we talk about employee engagement. Hope I am adding value to this topic because these are not real examples or real assumptions we are talking about. It's a real fact. And the difference between fact and assumption is only your profitability or your way of seeing things. Now, let's move forward. And if I talk about engagement, performance, stay, recommend, influence, the bridge is only can get connected through your proper communication. Your culture, your leadership, your process. Engagement never ever talk about a sole response. It is the sum total of your proper, effective, and a direct communication, which we always miss. And that determines your culture. What is your work ethics? What is your company culture? Because these are small things, but plays a greater role in staying of any employee to a particular company. And your process. What is your process? What is your leadership traits? Because most of the people take leadership as a bossy attitude, but we all know what is the basic difference being a boss or a leader. A leader shines, a leader takes the way, a leader inspires the people. So we have to take all these aura into a proper systematic plan, and there and then we will get the perfect engagement of all the employees in any organization. All right. This is very, very important. Communication framework to drive employee engagement. Now, this can look very messy, but it's very, very simple. When we are talking about contribution, your engagement, your actions, your results. Now, organizational, if I talk about, we have to ask only one question to ourselves. Where are we going? What is the strategic direction? We all need one plan. And without plan, if we start any building, you can say a building block or anything, it is not going to give you a perfect success. So building blocks can be fallen. Building blocks can demolish if your plan is poor. So let's chalk it out, let's frame it out, and let's put in a proper plan. What are we doing? Where are we going? Strategic direction we have to confirm, whether it is local or group or a company. And when we have made this perfect plan, what is the process driven? And always remember, employee engagement is a process driven result, whether we are talking about financial results, your market results, which we say market survey, what is your market conditions, and your operational results. So these two things work on a higher category, and there you decide about the organizational. Now, performance effectiveness is maximized when all 5 information needs are successfully communicated, which is written over here. And there and then the missing word, the key important thing is your communication. Individual, if I talk about, what's my job? What are we doing? Your job clarity. What are the job clarity? What is my role exactly? What is my job profile? Align objectives. When we are confirmed and sure about our objectives, then automatically your skills can get a perfect plan, a perfect way, and that way will show you a perfect goal. And without a goal, it's just like no way. So you have to take care how you are operating from organizational level or for an individual level. How I am doing. What are the ways? Am I following the right way or am I not following the wrong way? So these two things are in your hands. Skills assessment. How are my skills? So many people getting engaged in a proper way and some are not, when their skills are not getting proper access. And of course, when we talk about feedbacks, we always give feedbacks to our employees in a sandwich model form. That is, not giving to them any sandwiches or snacks, but telling their gaps in a positive manner so that your employee, your people should not get demotivated or they should feel it's a part of criticism. You should tell their positive parts first, how they are doing, what are the calibrations, and then you can move where are the gaps. Just like a doctor, you go. You tell about your problems, the doctor analyzes where is the exact root cause. And if once your root cause is known, you can be better treated, you can be better medicated, you can be given the best medicine, and you can become the healthiest person. So same thing, your skills assessment and performance review, that takes little time, but yes, the most important part of your employee engagement tools. Now, one question, does anybody care? Reward and recognition. This is the most important thing where most of the employees get confused. Exactly. When we are working in any organization, suppose if our work is only and only being criticized in any condition, in any positive condition, any employee will move forward? Not at all. Most of the people get frustrated, depressed, and even they give up. In most of the companies, if you see the last 5 years graph, people are demotivated or being criticized, not given any rewards, recognition, they will leave their organization without even being thinking about their future. Now, this is a great, you can say, misconception. And where is the basic lacking thing? Yes, rewards and recognition must be there. There should be something which keeps them moving in their life, and that is when you award a person, when you reward a person, because awards and rewards are just not a certificate. It's a way to motivate you, to tell you you can do. And when any employee is feeling those kind of motivated words, he or she will automatically look into these matters, and they can be the best version of themselves. We talk about training and development. Time to time, we give trainings. Time to time, we're talking about our employee development. And that's where we have to take care. Their rewards, their recognition, their total compensation, their satisfaction, and their career development. The basic difference between job and career, if I talk about, so many people will give different their conceptions, their definitions. But if an employee job is not satisfied, her career, his or her career graph, definitely this can also lead to, disengagement. The employee is not at all engaged. So we have to take care of all these nitty-gritty things, because this speaks a lot about employee engagement. And before we talk about employee, we are talking about employee engagement. If you know how to capture the people, how to connect your people, that will be the best remedy to engage your employees. And your employees are not going to go away from you if you have understand them connectively. Now, this process, if I say, this is really a great one. What are the effectiveness? How we are going? Are we talking about open, two-way communication? That is also a big thing. How is your communication? Indirect, direct, open, closed? That plays a crucial and incredible role in engaging employees. What is your communication priority? Are we talking about teamwork and collaboration? Understanding business strategy? Attitude towards your job and company? There is a golden line, work is worship. But how many of us really follows that? No. When you are demotivated in your company, when you are demotivated in your organization, when you are not being rewarded for your work, the best thing is you will lose your trust. You will develop a lot of misconception. You will have hatred and a lot of pressure for your job, and you will not love your job. Trust me, these are the practical things which everyone faces, whether it's you or me or anyone. Yes, you have to love your job. And when you love your job, you can do anything for your job. You will never feel any boredom. And that is the main key point in engaging employee. That is called employee retention. What are the factors that are affecting for an employee to be retained in any organization? And there and then your integrity, trust. So all these rectangular, or you can say not in a form, but these things are interconnected with each other. Maybe it's looking like a rhombus design, but the points, the blocks, the values which it is containing, maintaining every single employee in an organization. And if we are following this complete strategy in a planning form, because plan is everything. If you have a golden plan, you will have a golden result in keeping your employees' effectiveness, employee retention, and that is your commitment, your personal action. And if any organization or any growth, or you can say a company, follows these in a better, systematic, interdependent form, then you can do miracles for your company, for your organization and also engaging your employees in a better version. Because you are creating the millions of employees in a very fruitful manner with all the qualities. And imagine if your workplace is happy ambience you're giving, everybody's happy, every employee is getting what he or she wants, deserve. Definitely. We have a lot of companies today which are following these traits, and they are creating every employee the best version of themselves and on the path of success. So success is not only one person job, it is the total sum of the business organization and its employees, which are very, very important. A fruitful employee can turn into an unfruitful if he or she are not getting the proper resources. So we have to take each and every corner how we can make it, rather than breaking employees, criticizing them, getting their negative feedback. That is the most important thing why employees are leaving the best top multinational companies today. So we have to find what are those gaps and how to fill them, either by trainings, either by rewardings, either by changing your entire business strategy. And the most important thing is your proper communication. That is the golden thing which a person should never ever miss. All right. Now, this can look entire messy, but this is the key performance metrics driven by an engaged workforce, where you stay, retain, affiliation, recruiting, and where we talk about internal job movements, your performance ratings, and this plays a great role in employee satisfaction. Your performance, this is the place where you can find n number of nitty-gritty things, n number of nitty-gritty gaps. And that is your growth, your profitability, your productivity, what are your services, what are your levels, your quality, your speed, your innovation, and the most important, your customer satisfaction. Most of the company, you can say their policies gets failed when your customer is not happy, when you cannot deliver a happy customer. You cannot play a great business. Your all strategies are failed. Then what we should leverage from an organization if you cannot give a performance driven results? So your growth, your profitability, how it is coming, you can say. And the most important thing is your influence. This is the most important thing which a person or organization or an employee misses. Your organization achievement and momentum, all these things, the root cause is your retention. How it is going to retain. And those gaps you have to analyze. You recommend prospective customers and partners, which you're always talking about, your employees, your investors. Today we are talking about so many investors, sponsorships, but are we doing in a proper way? Are we just holding them in a proper manner? And then decides your public opinion. So stay, perform, influence, recommend. That is the key driven forces which you have to take when we are talking about employee engagement. Now, when we are taking any delivery, we always go for the case study. But don't worry, I will not take this much case study because it's about your culture change. And this communication strategies, I have seen, we work in different cultural environment, and then employee engagement is very, very, very challenging. How to hold in a different challenging cultural challenge. So then you can say your communication plays a golden rule, because that is the strategies where you have to follow. That is the thing where you are going to speak up about excess employee engagement, where we talk about leadership, where we talk about effective communication, and why we do inbuilt training and development, just to make them understand about cross-culture techniques, your ongoing counsel with your senior leadership. If you are facing Such things you can just go in for them, which will determine the degree of your changes, both in operations or you can say your culture, and they execute their leadership communication rules. Now, there are two different things which you have to understand about your leadership and your leadership communication. And how, if you are facing these problems, there and then you can say the training and development plays a vital role in making you engage with your company in understanding and also in retaining you to that particular place. Dialogue-based teaching with employees and customers really is a boon, I must say. And most of the companies are following this strategy. And I say, any strategy is not fixed. If a strategy is a poor strategy and cannot engage your employee, that is not a good strategy. So you have to we always update softwares. Why? Because with the trends, with the change of time, we are keeping updating with new versions. Then why not with these strategies? So keep on revising, making new branding, updating your strategies for employee retention. And then you will see a vast change in your organization. That is a total new path. And the bridge gap we always face, yes, employee profitability, and in the bridge there are the mental conditions. That is when a person is not rewarded in a proper form. So these gaps, if you analyze, then I think you can do wonders. Well, taking another one that is called a beautiful critical issues. Yes, I said beautiful critical issues because we all have critical issues which will disturb in our way. And goals and metrics, when we are talking about, this is about your service quality, how you are maintaining those services, how you are providing those services. And if your key engagement factors are affecting badly, that is your organizational trust, communication priority, understanding of business strategy, you cannot achieve anything in your profit or your company, organization, and even you cannot maintain a proper employee engagement strategy. So if any organization wants to be on the best flourish, prosper way, the employees plays a very important role in developing, in rendering those qualities, those effective measures where they can pave their company on the path of success. And if I say success, then success is not a game of one person, because organization makes employees and employees makes organization. That is interrelated to each other. So I'll say only one thing: keep making your organization in a better form, and your organization will make you engage in a better form. And if I talk about the summary of employee engagement or engaging employees, that is, employees are first. Employees are just like a god to any organization. To strengthen the value of employees, discover the prevalence of communication opportunity. Don't create any communication gap which creates problem, which creates mistrust, misconception. That are called communication barriers. Focus on outcomes, not outputs. That is very important point. Make consistency more important than volume. When we are talking about volume, but what about your consistency? And if your consistency is not there, your constant value is zero. Be genuine and real with your moral values and ethics, which we always perform, which we always teach. Courageously advocate for discomfort regarding your communication. Exactly. When we are talking about these things, we have to be very demanding, and we can say, yes, if you are genuine and real, transparent, you can achieve great height of success, and that defines your employee engagement. So the basic problem with communication is the illusion it's completed, according to your George Bernard Shaw. So take care of these golden lines. It is going to help you. It is going to make you more engaging, more flourish, and better prosperity. And I'll say, sum up and say thank you for one thing. And employee motivation is a direct result of the sum of interactions with his or her manager. So don't create those gaps. Don't make it in a proper, a confusion. Keep going, keep moving, and trust. Employing, engaging is an art, and it is connection through your hearts. Thank you so much.